Hey everybody, it's Vince from Spradley Kia here in Pueblo, Colorado, and today I am going to be doing a video on our very first 2025 Kia K5 EX in Yacht Blue with black interior with the new redesigned Star Map headlights, and the Yacht Blue color was really only available in the EV6. Super cool car. I haven't really played around with it too much. It is a 2.5 liter 4-cylinder EX. A lot of really cool interior features. I love the design of the interior console, which we're going to go over. But I just wanted to show you guys here, kind of in our little shaded area, how deep this blue really is. Plus, this kind of shows off the headlights pretty well. If I can help you find a vehicle, please let me know. I do ship all around the country. It's not that hard to get a vehicle these days. Inventory is pretty plentiful, and we got a bunch of these guys all in the first batch here at Spradley Kia. But please ask for Vince or give me a call, shoot me a text if I can help you get into a vehicle. But I am going to go over the everyday features that pretty much the average person is going to want to know. So again, this is a 2.5 liter 4-cylinder. Right away, you have this really cool redesign for the daytime running lights, which is the Starlight design that Kia is really going with the Sorento, with the EV9. You have your LED headlights right there. You have your forward sensors here in the grille, and then you also have Kia's signature tiger nose grille right there. You do have the Kia emblem, big and bold, right there on the side, and then you do have these powerful lines right here, right there in the center of the car, which really help this stand out. Kind of gives it a sporty look and feel to it. Coming around here on the tires, you definitely do see the cool design here on the EX, which I think is really sharp. I haven't really been a big fan of Kia's tires lately. Some are hits, some are misses. But you do see kind of that really cool design here on the side. Kind of going back towards here. This car does have the one touch for the doors right there. So if you have the keys on you, which the keys are in my pocket, you can press that button once, it'll unlock your door. Press it twice, it'll unlock all 4 doors. And it also has smartphone access as well. You do have the different colored caps here, the blue on the top, the black on the bottom, with your LED turn signals right there, which you can set to different kinds of flashes. Up here you got the window sticker. This is the EX front wheel drive in Yacht Blue. Like I was saying, it has an MSRP of $35,830, and we sell at MSRP. I'm pretty sure most Kia dealerships sell at MSRP now. Push and pop gas cap, which is pretty cool. If the car is locked, that guy will not open. If the car is not locked, it'll open just fine. Push and pop, pretty easy. Kind of got the wheels down there again. I really like the way that this car looks from the back. They did redesign those back lamps, which is pretty cool. You have that K5 badging there on the left that kind of stands out, and I really do love this Yacht Blue color. It's really cool in the shade. It's really cool in the sun. I mean, it's really cool all around. So kind of a big fan there. But these rear lights here really look really sharp. I can't believe I like them as much as I do. I'm not really a sedan guy anymore, but I do enjoy how that looks. Maybe in a couple of years. Got your signature shark fin there at the back of the vehicle, and then you have this really big, gigantic pane of glass here in the back. Let's see about opening the trunk. How do we do that? You have your rear camera right there, right above the key, right below the Kia logo, and then you do have a physical button right there. Pretty big trunk. Plenty of room. You have your buttons here for pass-through. You pull those guys, and then those those seats there will fold down, and then you'll have pass-through all the way to the front seats. Pretty standard on the K5s. You do have your little handy grip there, which you just kind of pull it down, use the force of gravity. Man, this car is shiny. I can see my reflection in it, even in the shade. Let's go up to the passenger side, because I get a lot of comments For people say none of the videos on YouTube ever show what the passenger side looks like. So here on the EX model, you do have controls. So it's not a manual for the passenger, which is pretty cool. I get that complaint a lot on pretty much every make and model, not just Kias, but a lot of vehicles you have to get the top trim level to have electronic on the passenger side, which is something I've noticed in my sales travels also. You do have the really cool feature here where you have the kind of the faux wood look, and it does look really cool with this black interior. You kind of got your standard handles there, glossy black there, lock, unlock, and the window controls. So I just wanted to show the space of the passenger side and then point out the controls that are electronic on the passenger side. Okay, let's hop in the back. A lot of room back here. Again, this is a Kia sedan. This passenger seat is pushed pretty far back, but I could still get in easily. Let me go ahead and close the door here. Even with that seat pushed really far back, I do have a little bit of room there. Not the greatest, but as you could tell there, that is a lot of leg room on that side of the vehicle. You do have your climate controls right there. You do also have your USB-Cs down there, and then this leather right here, which is pretty soft, very comfortable. You can kind of see the big panoramic sunroof that goes all the way to the back there. It's not open at the moment, but you can kind of see what it looks like at the top on the headliner. And then you kind of have your oh crap rails right here, and then you have your light and your garment hook right there. These seat belts are adjustable. Not a lot of people know that. You can move them up, you can move them down. Pretty adjustable, pretty easy. And then also these headrests in front of me. There's a little button right there where you press and you can move the headrests up and down as well. Let me zoom out just a scotch. This guy does come down, so you have your cup holders and your armrest. Pretty comfortable, can't complain. And then back there is you can kind of see where your sound system would be, your child anchor locks if you have little ones in car seats, and then you can kind of see how the seat belts interact right here, kind of going into the actual seats there. You have your map pockets. I know I get a lot of flack for saying that, but that's what these things are called. At least that's what they used to be called. That's what I still call them. And then you have that faux wood and that design there for the handles and the lock and the unlock. Let me just give you an overlay of the cabin there. I really am going to spend some time explaining the controls and the features for that new display, which does give you wireless Apple CarPlay and wireless Android Auto finally, which is a big deal, especially if you've owned previous Kias. You know that that is a very big deal. Okay, let's get out of the back. And then let's kind of circle around to my favorite spot of the car is going to be the driver's position and then all the cool stuff that you can control from it. But I am going to make a pit stop here at the window sticker and explain all the little differences on an EX versus a lower trim level. So to get an EX, you will have the following things. 18-inch gloss black finished alloy wheels, panoramic sunroof and sunshade, LED interior lighting, gloss black exterior trim accents, 12.3 touchscreen with navigation, 12.3 instrument display, adding together, what is that, 24.6 kind of a display there from left to right. You get the Bose, you get the smartphone digital key, which requires Kia Connect. I love smartphone digital key. I will explain that in a little bit. I'll just explain it now. So I own an EV9, that's what I drive. It has smartphone digital key. I don't even carry my keys on me at all whatsoever. I put one key in my office and I put one key at home, and I just use my phone and my phone just turns the car on. Like, it's actually pretty cool. I really do, once you get the hang of it and kind of not like have that anxiety of losing your keys or not being able to start your car, because honestly I've never had an issue with that in what, 3 or 4 months now. But that is a really cool feature that more people should really utilize, because then you don't have to carry these big clunky keys around, because they did give the K5 kind of a Telluride key. So it's got this briefcase guy, which you got the remote start there on the side, lock, unlock, panic, all right there. And then if you press it, you get how it glows green. So you got that. Plus, you also have the little guy right here, which has a little key in it. So it's pretty clunky in your pocket. So I strongly recommend using the smartphone digital key. It really frees up some space in your pocket, especially for guys, because we don't really carry purses or stuff like that. So I'm a fan, and I strongly recommend it. But again, I do keep one key at the office and one key at my house just in case something happens. If I go on a trip, I just take the key. Syntex seating material, the leather wrapped steering wheel, shift knob, power driver and front passenger seats, memory driver seats, heated or ventilated front seats, wireless phone charger, heated steering wheel, power folded mirrors with LED turn signals, navigation, cruise control, highway driving assist, surround view monitor, blind spot view monitor, parking collision avoidance assist, reverse, and parking distance warning side, which is kind of cool. So those are the features that you would get with an EX. So you get everything that an LX would get, which is on this side of the window sticker, if you don't know how to read window stickers. And then everything included is on this side of the window sticker. So pretty cool. So let's go ahead and get in the car, because again, this is my favorite part of the car, is the driver's side. So starting from left to right, you do have that Bose speaker right there like we were talking about. You have your child locks right there, glossy black casing. You have your window controls right there. You have your mirror controls. You have this little button here which will fold your mirrors. I use that a lot when I'm parking in a garage, so very, very useful. And you have your memory seat right up there. Again, you have this faux wood accent that comes across, and then you have your, your door handle. It's starting to get a little windy, so when you get into the car. Again, you have your controls there for the driver's seat, which is pretty cool, because I hate manual seats. And then let me hop in. Okay. Have the AC going because it is blazing hot here in Colorado. I'm just going to turn that down. Okay, so here is that display. So when you're in the driver's position, you can kind of see your instrument cluster right there, and then you see the cluster there for your infotainment system. One thing I do like in this model that I wish they would have done with the EV9 is when you're sitting in the driver's position, your steering wheel is right here. There's a black space right here. There's no information right there, which is kind of cool, because when you're driving, the steering wheel blocks that perfectly. So you're not really missing anything compared to some of our other models where you have the climate information right there. So not exactly a big fan there. So coming over here from left to right, we have your brightness display. So that'll brighten this instrument cluster there. You can illuminate up, you can illuminate down. Pretty cool. You have your traction control you can turn off, and you have your trunk release right there. You have your automatic lights, which I love. I just keep your lights in auto right there, and you'll never have to fiddle with them ever. And then you have your infotainment, your instrument cluster here in front of you. This vehicle does have a setting where you can turn, where it will turn off if it's idling for too long. It's set right now to an hour, and you'll see that count down. If it reaches 0, then the car will turn off. This does have that speed limit assist, so it's going to read the speed limit when you're passing it. It's also a function in the controls where you can manipulate your cruise control to adjust with the speed limit, because it's reading those signs as you're passing along the highway. Pretty cool. You have your fuel gauge right there, so it's got 62 miles till empty, and you can see how the little fuel's on E. It is 85 degrees outside. We are currently in park. There's your engine temperature. Then your speedometer is right there on the left. Now, that's showing you your light gauge, so it's telling you that your lights are on. And then there, right there, that little guy there is your lane keep assist. Now, on the steering wheel, you have this guy here, which if you press it, you'll see the little steering wheel pop up. That is where it will center you and move you into the lane. So a lot of people don't like that. That's why Kia has kind of made it right there on the steering wheel, so you don't have to use that if you don't wish, and it's very handy. You just turn that, you just turn that on every time you want to get in the car, or every time you get in the car and you want to use that feature. Can't demonstrate cruise control, but your cruise control button's right there. If I press it, it will say conditions are not met, and then you have your what is that? Your geez, ever since I had COVID, which was years ago, I don't get like my words right anymore. It's weird. it comes and goes. Adaptive cruise control. Adaptive cruise control. So that'll keep you a couple of car lengths behind the vehicle in front of you. So you still have to put your cruise limit on there. Let's say 80 miles an hour. Set it to 80. Set this guy to 3 car lengths. You will only go a maximum speed of 80, but stay 3 car lengths behind the car in front of you. So pretty cool. And then you use the little nub here up and down to manipulate your speed. This 2 pages button is pretty important. A lot of people miss what it does, ironically. But if you press it, you can see how it changes your information there. So you got compass, you have trips. If you move it, that toggle button up and down, you can go up and down, tire pressure, trips, all that kind of stuff. Go over one, now you're in the navigation, and then you go over one here, and then you're kind of in your safety. So kind of neat. A lot of people miss that. Coming into the left side of the vehicle, you have your mode button. Mode's gonna be your, I'm gonna go over here, it's gonna be your audio. So you can select these boxes: Bluetooth, Amazon Music, Sounds of Nature, AM, FM, Sirius XM, phone projection, which is Apple CarPlay, Android Auto. You can select those guys, and you can cycle through the mode for what you want to listen to. This star button is a completely customizable button, and then you have answer a call there, star there. If I press star, again, we're gonna come over here. You can customize it to do any one of these things. So end a call, reject a call, which I highly recommend. Changing your hands-free device, privacy mode, voice memos, map, route, cancel route, quiet mode, driver assistance settings, all that stuff. So if you ever see a little star in any of the keys, that means it's customizable. You have volume and tuner right there, so you can move around your music with volume and tuner. And then you have your little voice assistant. So if you press and hold, it'll activate Siri or the Android version of Siri. But if you press it once, you're going to get Kia's commands. I'm just going to press commands.
Some available commands.
So
in this screen, voice is not recognized.
So you can do with your voice a couple of things in this car. So obviously when you have your maps set, you can do, you know, go to work, go to home, that kind of thing. You can also manipulate your contacts, you know, call John Smith, call whomever. You do have to say it exactly how it is in your phone, or else it's not going to do it. You can also manipulate some settings, like search settings for navigation, search sound. Honestly, I don't know anyone who's ever really used that. But the real kind of cool stuff here is you can kind of, with your voice, control the climate. Set fan to face, heat up the car, turn air conditioner on. You can do with windows. You can say open all windows, close all windows, open rear windows. Steering wheel, turn on the heated steering wheel, turn on the heated steering wheel to level 1. Seats, same thing, turn on seat warmers to level 1. And then rear windows, exterior mirrors, you know, you can turn the defrosters on and off. You can also do the navigation, the media, and the control. So I've never done this with this car, so let's try it out. Let's do something easy that we can see. Let's do the windows. I'm gonna go ahead and press this button once. Open all windows.
Opening all windows.
There they go. Now I'm curious if it'll close the windows, because it's interesting. On some of the other Kias, you can open the lift gate, but you can't close the lift gate. So let's try it out. Close all windows.
Closing all windows.
There they go. Pretty cool. Okay, that is technology that's just going to get better, and I've never really been a fan of voice assistant stuff, but that's a technology that's just going to get better. So yeah, you have your voice assistant right there. You just press it once. If you press and hold, that's what's going to activate your smartphone if you have your guy with you, your cell phone with you. Okay, so let's go over here. So this is brand new. This is going to be our infotainment system. Let me pull forward and see if I can get into the sun a bit. That way maybe I get a little bit different of a glare. There we go. I think that's going to help the camera just a little better. Yeah, maybe it didn't. Anyway, Really cool tile system. So right away you have your navigation right there, you have your music right there, you have your phone right there, and if you just swipe to the driver, you have these new tiles here instead of the old version that Kia had. So you have phone projection, again, Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, voice memos, weather, valet mode, diagnostic, setup, media, maintenance, online manuals. Going into setup right there, you have these really easy to read, really easy to manipulate tiles. I would strongly recommend whenever you get a vehicle that's a Kia that has, you know, this kind of setup, start with user profile. Go into user profile. You know, currently I'm logged in as a guest, but you can change that by going to change user, go to driver 1, press confirm, set up your picture, set up your Kia Connect, set up how you want it to go. I want to get out of this now, so let me just go back to guest and confirm. That way you set up your settings exactly how you want it. Then go back into setup and go to vehicle. And inside vehicle, this is where you can manipulate a lot of things, and it will save to your profile. So if you went to vehicle first, did those settings, and then did profile, then it's going to erase the settings you just did, and you just probably wasted 20 minutes. So definitely go to profile first as my little recommendation. I am not a fan of this glare. Let me back up again. So now we can demonstrate the backup camera. We are going to go right straight back to where we were. And then that'll get us back here kind of in the gray, in the black. I just think that's maybe a better situation for the glare. I really love the sensors on this car. So you have sensors that go around your bumpers, and it will show you right here. Do you see this? So it'll show you where the wall is, right there and there, also where your lines are. But the closer I get, I'm gonna turn this into the wheel, and I'm gonna try and take us into that wall. See that little green sensor on the bottom? And then you see how, right there. So you can see how it's manipulating around you, which is really, really cool. So it's saying that I'm in the yellow. I might hit that thing if I keep going. Let's see if I can keep going. Now it's getting more yellow. If I were to get really close, it would be red. So that is really cool. I love these curved sensors right here. I personally park in a garage and I back into it, and I think that is super cool that this does that, and it is very, very useful. Okay, I'm gonna straighten this out again, just a scotch. But just wanted to point out those sensors, because those sensors really do help. If you are parking in a garage, parking in a tight space, you really can see in real time with real measurements, once you learn how to read those colors and read those beeps, exactly how much room you have. Super cool, big fan. Okay, going back into park. So let's hit these tiles again. Driver assistance. So inside driver assistance, you can manipulate this pretty much any way you want. So you can go in here and you can turn on driver convenience. You can turn on highway assist, which is kind of what we were talking about when he was reading those speed signs. Auto highway speed change, so that's where you would go back and forth with it. Drive mode, you can customize your drive mode. Active sound design, you can make this car sound more aggressive than what it is. You got your climate here, recirculated air, automatic ventilation, all that kind of good stuff. Seats, lights, so again you can turn your headlight delay off. Your high beam assist you can turn on and off. Interior lighting always on. Door automatically locks with a 2 press that I was talking about. Let's turn that on, because I do think that's a cool feature. Smart trunk, you could turn the smart trunk on, so when you walk up to the back of the car, the trunk will open, which is pretty cool if you have your hands full. Remote window control, digital keys. So when you actually do have your both sets of keys in the car and you do want to do digital keys, you have to come here to digital keys, and then you have to have your Kia app, your Kia Access app ready to go. You do have to have both keys on you because it's going to need both keys, but that's where you go to set up your digital keys. Pretty cool. Convenience, rear occupancy alert, so you can always turn that off if you don't have little kids in the back of the car. You have your oil change reminder, your service intervals, wireless phone charger, mobile phone charger indicator. So selects the display used for the mobile phone wireless type 1 or type 2. What does that mean? The LEDs turn on sequentially with the movement indicating charging. Once fully charged, the movement stops and the entire LED is illuminated. Interesting. Okay, what's type 1? The LED indicator illuminates when charging starts. Once fully charged, the LED changes to a different color. That's interesting. Okay, that's neat. I think that's the first key I've ever seen that happen in. Little arrow takes you back. Drive mode, so then this is where you have we were kind of already there. So you can change your drive mode alerts or customize your drive. You do have active sound design, climate seats. So this is all the same stuff that we just went into. So let's go back outside, out of vehicle. You have sound. You can turn the dynamic sound compensation on and off, the startup volume on and off. You can change position, tone, all of that's kind of standard in cars. Here's active sound design, so we kind of already looked at that. Radio noise, so you can minimize radio noise when you are going through your settings, and if you want those to be calibrated differently, you can. Driver assistance, connected devices, so you can kind of change the volume on how different things are operating there. Device connections, again, this is going to be Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, and Bluetooth, which is kind of cool. User profile, we kind of already covered. Voice recognition, so this will just kind of reduce the number of prompts that it gives you. If you feel comfortable with that and you don't want it to keep talking back to you, you can set that. Screen layout, so this is where you can do different styles. So right now it's linked to drive mode, so that right now I'm in eco, so that should look like that. But if I click style A, you're going to notice a slight change. Style B, a slight change, and style C. Gauge styles, you can make them circles, which is pretty cool. A lot of people actually asked for that, which is interesting. I like that. Neat. A fan of that. Cool. Like I said, I'm learning this as I'm going with you because I like to do reviews that way. Screensaver, turn on and off, split screen. So when you have your third box open right here, you can put different things there. So clock, compass, weather, map, and you can delete them. Like if you don't want the clock on there, it won't show. And what I mean by that is, let's go into navigation. Then you have your big beautiful screen here, and then it's going to give you your little tutorial. Swipe up and down in order to manipulate this box right here. So you have your clock, compass, weather. It always gives you two maps. I don't know why. Here's customizable clock. If you just press that guy right there, customizable compass. So that's what it means by that. Little house takes me home, little arrow takes me back. Let's go back up into setup. Cluster. So cluster is going to be cluster theme selections. We were kind of already there. And then let's go back into, you could turn on and off the welcome sound. Let's turn that on just because it's a brand new vehicle. Data network, so this car does have the Wi-Fi hotspot and Kia Connect. Kia Connect is insanely important. That is your app. So your salesperson should be doing this for you. You do get it free for the first year for certain, and some features are available for free for 5 years. But you need to download Kia Access in your app store to get that done. You could do remote start, remote climate, vehicle locate, a lot of cool things. Some cars you could take pictures around the car with a 3D camera. This car doesn't do that, but there's a lot of cool features with Kia Connect. Your salesperson should be walking through how to do that. I highly recommend going to the car, clicking activate, and then walking through this process. You're gonna have to validate some terms and conditions. Just click you agree, punch in your phone number right there. It's gonna text you a code. Well, it's gonna text you a link. You fill out the information in the link, then it'll text you a code, then you punch the code in here to the car, and then you're good. If you try and do it the opposite way by going into the app and then walking through the steps that the app gives you, it could be a little cumbersome, and you could repeat a step or two. This way through the car, in my opinion, is just so much faster. Then you do have wireless hotspot as well, which you can use, and that's also free for I think 3 months or 3 gigabytes, whichever happens first. Don't quote me on that. It's been a while since I've had someone actually use it. General just takes you into the system updates, software updates, date and time. Let's just go to date and time real quick. Set automatic time frame. It is not 11:33. It is 12:33. So let's turn on some daylight savings time there, and we are good. Keyboard, so depending upon how you want it, QWERTY or ABC. Language, you know, if you speak a different language, we got you covered. Units, temperature, Fahrenheit, fuel economy in UK gallons or US gallons, all that kind of good stuff. Media options, what's there? Oh, okay, continue to play media while vehicle is off. A lot of people ask me about that, especially in the Sorrentos, because I guess the feature's kind of hidden. Let's turn that on, because a lot of people like that. Media off when vehicle starts up. I would leave that off personally, so that's good. That's about it there on the cluster. So this is the point. If I were explaining this to you in person, I would ask you, what questions do you have? Because there's a lot of information there, and if you're still with me, thank you. You have your hazard lights right here, so we could turn your hazard lights on, big and bold. You do have, I like to call this our little Star Trek-y screen. You can kind of see how it's kind of fluttering there because of the camera, but you have your climate. Right now it's set to climate because a little orange. If your indicators are orange, that means that feature is on. So right now the sync climate is on, the AC is on, outside air is not on. Now I just turned recirculated air on. So you have your auto climate, defrosters all right there. You have your temperature, your blower speed, your directionals right there, and then you have your dual climate control right there. If I press this little guy right there, it turns those buttons, those very same buttons, the climate stays the same right there, but now you have volume and you have tuner, map, home, search, seek, track, and then you have another customizable star. And inside this one, you can make it Bluetooth, driver assistance, phone, Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, weather, quiet mode. Anytime you see a star, it's a customizable button, so that's pretty cool. Let's just click map real quick because we didn't talk about map. And then I'm gonna close this tri-screen by just swiping it over to the left. So map, pretty self-explanatory. There's the map. You can search areas nearby by pressing that toolbar there down below you. You can add your work and your home for your hot buttons. You can also search. You got previous destinations, nearby points of interest, and saved places. But if you want to search for something, you can just press that little guy and then type it in. If you are driving, you cannot do that. You do have to use the voice activated guy. But if you are parked, you can definitely type it in and then it'll bring you up something. So pretty cool. A little arrow takes you back. You can change the scale. You can change the navigation volume. Not bad. Little arrow takes me back. Media is kind of the same way. If we go into media, you have your AM, FM. You have your Sirius, Bluetooth, USB music if you still use the USB stick. You do have Amazon Music in this car, which is a premium service. You have Sounds of Nature, Android Auto, Apple CarPlay. So you have multiple ways to be entertained. And then down here you can find different things. This is Sounds of Nature. So this is our relaxation. They have a couple of different ones here lately, like City at Dawn. Rainy day. So if you kind of need a moment of peace, you can get that done. I'm gonna turn that off. Little back arrow takes me back. Okay, pretty cool. So anyway, going back here, so you do have that customizable wave here where you want to be. If you want climate, if you want like your map and in your tracks, if you're going to be listening to music, because I like to use the seat track buttons right there. If you press and hold this guy, either the little climate or the little triangle, you can customize infotainment or climate to default. I personally do infotainment because that's where I'm usually at, but then if I need to change my climate, I can boom, blower speed changed a little bit. Now if I just wait 9-10 seconds, it will boom, default right back to where I want it. So I like that. Because this is a brand new car, I'm going to turn that off. Again, you just press and hold, go to off, and then now you have the option to just press that button. Out of all the reviews of this climate system, most people don't realize you can do that, and that solves many of the negativities that people say about that system. Down here you have more charging options. You have your USBs right there, USB-Cs. You have a 12 volt in there, pretty cool. You can switch this button from just charging to charging with using the media option for that USB-C. You have a wireless phone charger right down there. You have your cup holders right there, gear shift. You have your forward parking sensors, camera, which you kind of talked about, pressing that camera button. What we didn't talk about is you have augmented reality, which is kind of cool. So you can kind of swivel this around and kind of see what's around you. If that helps you park, then more power to you. But personally, I don't really see much of a use for that. And then you do have your different angles there that you can go to, and you can just jump right into your settings. You could turn off the parking distance warning. You can turn off the rear view parking guidelines. You can change your display settings, all that kind of stuff. I like this screen right here the best, especially with those sensors, because I park in a garage. It really does help parking. I mean, it just does. It's just so much better than what it was. Electronic parking brake, auto hold, air conditioned seats, heated seats for driver and passenger. You have your heated steering wheel. You have your drive mode button right there. So I'm going to turn that knob. When I turn that knob, you're going to see I can go from sport to custom and then back up to normal. Not too shabby. Then you have your little cubby space right there. And then you have in the cubby space, you have another charging port. I don't think you guys can see that because it's so dark. You have another charging port right there, and then this really deep cubby space along with a cubby space right there. Lot of cool things. You have your mirror, which is pretty standard, nothing too crazy on it, just your kind of your standard mirror. You have your one-touch lights. You can also gently swipe. You have your Kia Connect and your emergency button there, and then the sunroof, which is really cool. Ultra wide sunroof, panoramic, goes all the way to the back. You have your sound diffuser right there. You have you can like, I'm gonna go ahead and bring it back. So you bring it back with that button. You can stop the partition wherever you want. Takes a little bit of practice, but you can stop that partition multiple spots. And then you can also see how the glass raised for air. You can also raise that glass for air too. Pretty cool. All right, 36 minutes, not as long as I thought it would be. So let's do this. Let's do just a quick little driving review, because usually these videos tend to be like 45 minutes. So let's get out of here. I'm gonna go ahead and put this guy in drive. I'm gonna pull out. I really do like those circle gauges right there. This is our Hyundai lot. Let's go find a Sonata. Let's find a Sonata. There's a couple of Elantras. I think there's a Sonata over there on the edge. There's some Sonatas right up here too. If you made it this far, I applaud you. Okay, let's take a look at the Sonata compared to the K5. Just because we got time, and I've never actually done this in a video before. We're in Colorado. It's insanely windy here, and there's always a lot of dust. But here is the new Sonata. You can see that light bar right across the front there, which I actually do kind of enjoy. You got the big Hyundai badge right there, and then you got kind of the same in class. Let's take a look at these guys kind of side by side. I think the K5's sportier. The Hyundai is it's kind of classy. It's classy, but I think if you're going for sport, especially in this Yacht Blue color, I mean, it's definitely, in my opinion, a better looking vehicle for that purpose. The wheels, I don't know. They're kind of the same, but not. I don't know about those wheels. Interior, I doubt this thing's open. Nope. You can kind of see the door press button there. It's just like on the K5. And then let's just do the back real quick. Sonata big and bold with that new light bar that goes across the back. I still think our car is sexier. I mean, it's at the end of the day, I just think it's a better looking car. It's sportier, it's sexier. It is just the way to go, in my opinion. So thank you if you made it this far. Again, my name is Vince here. Kia Vince is the channel. Like and subscribe if you haven't already done so, if you like what you see. And I will see you guys down at the dealership. And if I can help you find a vehicle, please let me know, because I can ship anywhere in the United States, or if you're in Southern Colorado or in Colorado in general, you are not too far away from me. Thank you. Hope you guys see you. Have a nice day. Hey everybody, it's Vince from Spradley Kia here in Pueblo, Colorado, and today I am going to show you a little bit of a video of a new product that I am now partnered with from One Car Stereo. They are an awesome company. They have great products, and they have something that I've always wanted in my Kia. They have the ability to project wireless Apple CarPlay and wireless Android Auto, as well as apps like Netflix, YouTube, Disney Plus, like all these streaming services through your car's infotainment system. So it's a super great product. It's very inexpensive, especially if you use the link in this video. You do get a discount for shopping through my link, which is really cool. But let me show you what this is. So it is a little box, and it is right here, and it's called a Smart AI box. Now this Smart AI box, it's super small, and it goes right into your USB port. It works with any vehicle that has wired Apple CarPlay or wired Android Auto, and it gives it the ability to have wireless Apple CarPlay and wireless Android Auto, like I was saying, and it projects it right onto your car screen. So I am sitting in a Kia Telluride, and I am watching one of my other videos from YouTube on the screen in the high definition. It works on any make, any model that has a wired, basically it does not have wireless Apple CarPlay and wireless Android Auto. So from my understanding, it works on any vehicle that does not have the wireless component, which is really cool, because that's the majority of Kias, to be honest, and the majorities of Hyundais, Fords. I mean, there's some makes and models out there that obviously have them, like the lower trim level Kias have wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, but this $50,000 Telluride I'm sitting in does not. So definitely just taking a look here and how crisp and clear the screen is. I watched Netflix on my way to lunch yesterday on this thing. It is super cool. Now, it's kind of an Android system, which is kind of interesting because I'm an Apple guy, but you just click there, and you can click this little button there and go to your home screen, and that's what it kind of looks like. So you have Netflix, YouTube, a bunch of other things. You can go to the App Store here, and then you can set up different apps. My wife set up the Xfinity Stream app here for our cable, so we can stream our DVR on here, which was pretty cool. I'm a fan. I mean, it's something I've always wanted. It was very inexpensive. I've always been kind of scared to buy one, but now that I've partnered with One Car Audio, and they were nice enough to send me this and give my customers a promotion. If you follow the link, you get a discount. And it is definitely worth it. It hasn't buffered, it hasn't like lagged, there hasn't been anything. I'm gonna click speed play there, and there it is, wireless Apple CarPlay. The phone that I am videotaping this on has no wires attached to it, and this is what's going on here. So this is definitely CarPlay, which is super cool. Works with Android Auto as well. And to go back to car, you just hit car, and there you are. That rhymed. I don't think I can play any Netflix content because of like YouTube restrictions, but as you can see, I click Netflix, and there it is. It just pops up. There's my little family. I'm gonna pick my profile, and then it will load. Like I said, very little lagging. When you first connect it, like down there is a handshake, so it's going to, you're gonna feel like a little bit, it takes maybe 30-45 seconds for everything to connect. It connects with your hotspot on your phone, which is pretty important, and then also Bluetooth. So it just depends upon what you're using. But there's Netflix, and you can go in, and looks kind of like it does on your TV. play stuff, but again, it's I'm not sure what the content was. That's why I was playing my own YouTube channel on YouTube. But super cool product. Definitely, if you have any questions, post them in the link below. Don't forget to click through. They have a bunch of other things too. I mean, they have a whole suite of products. It's depending upon your vehicle and what you're needing. But this was very, very cool. They were generous enough to send me one to review, and I could not be happier. And again, I am sitting in a I'm sitting in a Kia 24 Telluride SX Prestige, and I could watch Netflix if I wanted to. It'd be really cool for hybrids or EVs because you can charge at a charging station and pop on, you know, a show, pop on a movie. Super, super cool. I have yet to find any kind of issues with it. Like I said, no lagging, no buffering. It's very, very easy. It does a ton of things that I'm still trying to scratch the surface. When you go into the App Store, because then you have like the Play Store right here, and then you would just sign in with your Gmail account. They have a whole, like, it's your whole Gmail. So you can download a whole bunch of apps that I haven't even scratched the surface with yet. Like there's Amazon Prime I can do. I mean, Google Calendars. I mean, it's the Google App Store on your car, which is really, really cool. All right, guys, I just wanted to do a quick little video on this to show you what it is and what it does. It is just the Smart AI box. It's super light, comes with its own cord, a USB and a USB-C cord depending upon what setup you have in your vehicle. I really just can't be more happier with this product. It's something like I said, I've always wanted. I have zero issues with it. And all you do is you just plug it in and then it just works. And it just, like I said, a little bit of a handshake, 30 seconds, 45 seconds, and then you are good to go. So definitely check it out, guys, and I will see you guys down at the dealership.